losing time, I'm fading fast. I just wanna make it last. Try to let go of the past. I close my eyes, embrace the blast. Sleepless nights and headaches stack. Restlessness to hell and back.
Hello, everyone. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, wherever we find ourselves. My name is Segun Oke. I want to welcome every one of us to this workshop, presentation, seminar, whatever you call it, in your own time. But all we know is that we are here to learn, and I believe at the end of the day, we are going to have one or two things, to take home. And this is not going to be once and for all. We'll be doing this every month. We are committed to be doing that. And we have enough resources. We have enough people in the house that are ready to share from their wealth of knowledge. Basically, what I notice about data science, I noticed that is for everybody, whether you're in social science, you're in languages, you're arts, or you're any field, education, you're in accounting, all of us now, we know the basic, and we know now that data has a lot to do in our day-to-day activities. So I want to welcome us. Please feel free when anything is not clear to you, please quickly raise up your hands, and we can also spotlight you, or the presenter can come and explain again and again. That's why I believe every one of us that were here, we've already tried to install RStudio on our system. If you have not done so, please try as much as possible to do so, because I want it personally to be on a practical level, whereby we give us our data set and we'll be able to do it the way the presenter is doing it. And I believe at the end of the day, all of us will be able to come up with a good thing. At least you'll be able to identify that this is what I can take home in this particular presentation or in this particular workshop. We are all the same, so nobody is, don't say, oh, this man is this brother is this sister is this. No, we are all the same. Please, let us feel free to ask questions. This is not a regular classroom whereby the lecturer will tell you, I don't answer questions. In this case, if it is only particular analysis we're able to do per lecture, all of us will be okay. And when you see any data set, you'll be able to work on them. So without wasting much of our time, I want every one of us to go to our chat room. Please kindly introduce yourself. Just tell us where you are joining us. For example, as I said, my name is Segun Oke. I'm joining from the United Kingdom. Where are you joining from? Just put it on the chat, please. Let's just quickly do that as an introduction. It will help us, it will help our data too to know where people are joining from. And the next time we'll be able to reach you. Thank you. Thank you, Ekum Matthew. Thank you, Badmos Olabode, from where? I can see Ekum from Lagos, Nigeria. And yes, Makojola Musa from Nigeria. Thank you. Please let us quickly do that introduction. Yes, Rufai from Lagos, Nigeria. Thank you. Let us introduce ourselves. Oh, Abdul Salam Rukayat. Okay, South Africa, you're welcome. Badmos from Nigeria, you are also welcome. Thank you so much, sir. Oh, Tosi Akinola from South Africa, we can see you. Sanda Mofoyeke Abeokuta, yes. Amudaola Itan Ismail, Lagos, thank you. Yeah, Ademola Adigun Phillips, Jos, Nigeria, thank you. Thank you for coming. Thank you for all this introduction. Very soon, okay, Oluwo Latif, Lagos, thank you. Oyewo team, Lagos, thank you for joining. We can also go ahead and share the link with our friends, with those ones that you think they are also hunger for knowledge like us. Without wasting much of our time, our resource person is in the house. Let me call Mr. Matthew Ekum. If you are there, you can unmute yourself, unmute your video, please.
Hello.
Hello.
Good afternoon, everyone. Can you hear my voice?
Yes, we can hear your voice, but we can hear the echo here and there. Let me see. Okay, yes, we can see you now.
Okay, permit me to share the screen then.
I will do that. Can you share now? Can you share the screen now? Echo. Can you share the screen?
Okay.
Are you allowed now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So Ekum is here to give us some tips on, like I said, it's not going to be once, it's going to be every month. And if the time permits us, we can continue. We can have it too, because we are taking it to machine learning, to algorithm and some other area. So over to you, Mr. Ekum.
Good afternoon, everyone. The lecture for today is on data science class using RStudio. But today's lecture will just be the introductory part. Then subsequently, we move to other parts of the lecture. But let's quickly look at what data science is all about. Data science has to do with data collection and storage. It's a duty of a data scientist not only to know how to store the data, but also know how to get the data, how to extract the data, or how to harvest the data. Then data preparation is very much important. Then you do your data cleansing, data aggregation and manipulation, then the advanced data analysis. For you to be a data scientist, when we talk of data science is large, is broad. If you have the skill, the basic skill you must have is statistics skill or mathematics and statistics skill. If you have mathematics and statistics skill and you have coding skills, that is, you can program very well, then you can be talking of machine learning. There are quite a lot of people that specialize in the aspect of machine learning in data science. Most of us that are in statistics or mathematics, we also go to machine learning. Then we have the coding skill and you have domain knowledge. Domain knowledge is that the knowledge in the field you want to work on. Then we talk of the data processing. You specialize in the aspect of processing data. Then if you're just knowing statistics and domain knowledge, you know statistics very well, and you know the aspects you want to work on, then you can do your specialize in statistical research. Meaning you don't have much knowledge in coding, but you can still be in the field of data science, but you'll be restricted to just statistical research. You can analyze with SPSS and some other statistical application. So basically, data science knowledge you should seek for is your domain knowledge. Try to have knowledge in the area you want to do your research. That is number one. They must have particular language. You must know one programming language. Then you have knowledge of mathematics and statistics. Data science, there are many applications you can use in your coding, because the aspect we want to look at now, want to look at the coding aspect. We believe we have little knowledge of mathematics and statistics. We also believe we have knowledge on the domain, the area I want to work on. So the aspect we want to look at now is the coding aspect. We want to improve our programming skills so that we can write code, put some inputs and get some outputs. That's what we want to do now. So one of the ways you can do it is either use your R, or use your Python, or use Scala, use PHP, use Java, use Ruby. You can use Spark, you can use SAS, you can use S, you can use MATLAB, you can use SQL. All of these applications have their own advantages and disadvantages. But if you want to dwell in the statistical aspect of it, if you want to do statistics, then your best option is R, and that's what we'll be using today. R Studio is a platform which we can use to code R. So R is an integrated suite of software facilities for data manipulation, calculation, graphical display. So as I earlier said, if your interest is in statistics, machine learning, then R is very good for you. Among other things, it has an effective data handling and storage facility. A suite of R can work with a lot of databases and other applications. A suite of operators for calculations on arrays, e.g. matrices. You can use it to do your matrices. A large, coherent, integrated collection of intermediate tools for data analysis. R is a very large community. There are a lot of codes that come in on daily basis. So the community is very large, right? And it is free. The community is very large and it is free to download, free to use. Yes, there is paid R, but everybody can download the free version of it, even the R Studio. So we can use it for analysis. You can use it as a calculator. When we get there, you see a lot of things. You can use it for even the graphical facility of R is superb. So a well-developed, simple, and effective programming language, which includes conditional loops, user-defined recursive functions, input and output facilities. So let's now go to R Studio environments. I believe by now we have all installed the R Studio and also installed the R, not forgetting that you should have your R on your system, then the Studio. The R is actually the language that we are looking at, but the Studio will help us to make the platform very easier. It makes it user-friendly. So R is very much a vehicle for newly developing methodology of interactive data analysis. So it has developed rapidly and it has been extended by a large collection of packages. When you install your R in the first place, you have about 25 packages that are installed with it. I'm talking of the R base now. We have about 25 packages that are installed with it, but there are some other packages that you have to install when you want to use, because nobody is Mr. Perfect when it comes to programming language. There are new packages that are added. So if you want to make use of those packages, you have to install them. most classical statistics and much of the large and latest methodology is available for use with R. But users may need to be prepared to do little work to find it. So there are many code. In fact, any code you want to use in R is already available online. Your own is just to sort it, edit it, and let it fit what you want to do. But as you are working on it, you too will develop your own skills in writing your own code. So this is the R Studio environment. You are going to R Studio strictly. So this is the environment of the R Studio. You have the menu bar, you have the title bar, we have file, edit, code, view, plot, sections, build, debug, profile, choose, help. The help menu you are seeing there, very much important. If you click on the help menu, there are many things you will see there. Let me open my R Studio as well, so that we can all be working together.
So while we are, our presenter is trying to open the R Studio, I want to beg us, if you've installed your own R Studio, can they open it on your laptop so that you can follow? Thank you.
So I'm opening my R Studio. So once I open it, the PowerPoint is still, let me still share the screen let me still share the screen so that we can follow with the PowerPoint. Okay, while I'm waiting for that, let's quickly run through the PowerPoint so that we can just have some of those things. They are very much important, we know them, because there are many people that know how to use Arrow, but there are some basic things they did not learn. So since we are learning from the scratch, it's better we go through some of this part of it, so that when we run into any problem, we can know what to do. So getting help with functions and features. However, as an inbuilt help facility, as I earlier mentioned, you can just click, if you open your R Studio, you have what you have on your screen. The last menu there is help. You can just click on the help. You can just click on the help and you get everything you need. If you click on the help, you will see every help there. Just click on it. It will give a lot of things you need to show you a lot of things you need to know. So one of these is typing directly help solve. If we type help solve, solve is a function we use in manipulating matrix. For example, if you want to find the inverse of a matrix, when you use solve that matrix, you will get the word inverse. So, but if you don't know what to do, you can just quickly type help solve on your console. If you look at the Arrow environments, if you look at the Arrow Studio environments, can you see the Arrow Studio on my screen? Let me go straight to the Arrow Studio. Okay. Okay. This is my Arrow Studio environment. What you have here is where you type your code. And what you have under here is the console where you can type directly and get your results. I just want us to see this environment. I will leave this environment, go back to the PowerPoints, and we'll come back to this environment later. But there are some things I will have to explain so that when we come back here, we're able to flow. And you see reason why you have to use the scripts. But let me go back to the PowerPoint so that you can follow from the PowerPoints. Okay. So another one is if you want to get example on the particular topic, just type example topic. Or you can type question mark F. It will give you the F. But the best thing is that just know the keyword you want to know, like solve, linear model, LM. Just look at one thing you want to know. Just type F into that particular topic. It will give you everything you need to know concerning that topic. Or you can just type question mark and type, for example, solve. It will give you everything you need to know about solve. And if you want to know every other thing that has to do with solve, you type double question mark and solve. It will show you everything you need to know. Technical Arabic is an expression language with a very simple syntax. Every language has their own syntax. Every language we speak has their own syntax, has their own way of expression. So you must understand our syntax very well. Before now, we must have learned maybe QBasic, Visual Basic, Java, C++, C#, one of these languages or the other. So you must know the syntax of language. For instance, in English language, the article comes before the noun. Maybe you say the boy. D is the article, boy is the noun. In Yoruba language, we say omo no. Omo is the noun. It comes before the article no. So you now see that article comes before the noun in English, but in Yoruba, the noun comes before the article. So in every language, we have their own syntax. So if you don't know the syntax of that language, in most cases, you'll be having syntax error. Even if you have a good algorithm, that you want to use, that you want to write, you have a good flow chart, you have a good algorithm. Once you don't know the syntax of that language, you always run into a problem. You'll just be given error. What you want to do, yes, you know how to do it. You have what you want to write out, but you must also know the coding, the syntax of that language. So Arabic is case sensitive. It means that your capital letter A and your small letter A are not the same. So you must understand that Arabic is what? Case sensitive, just like your S or your SAS. The set of symbols which can be used in Arabic names depend on the operating system and country which Arabic is being run. Like in Nigeria, UK, US, Canada, even in South Africa, we have almost the same Arabic language. But when we talk of naming, how do you name a variable? You can use alphanumeric, you can use alphabet. It allows alphabet, it allows alphanumeric. Alphanumeric means number, alphabet and number. You can say COVID-19. COVID-19, it allows COVID-19. Also allow dots in between, it allow underscore. And very interesting, it also allows dots to start a name. I can say dot X and it will allow it as a variable name. But anytime you use dot, you must not, the next letter must not, the next item there must not be a number, it must be a letter. So you can't say .2, it will not accept it. But you can say .v2 or .s2, it will accept .s2. So you must know all these variables, how to name the variable. In some application, it will not allow dot or underscore. But in R, dot is allowed, underscore is allowed. So you must know how to name your variables. Very much important. Then the names are effectively unlimited in length. There are some applications that will tell you that the variable must not be more than 8 digits or 8 letters. Some will tell you 16, but in our you can use a whole sentence with, provided there is no space in between, and use it as a variable name. But it is very important that we make our variable name to be as short as possible, because we are looking at statistics or mathematics here. So it's better we use X, Y, and short variable name that we can easily use in coding, for the coding. Then the elementary command consists of either expression or assignments. There is difference between expression and assignments. We in mathematics, we know that. But people coming from other field, you must know the difference between expression and assignment. If I say 2x plus 5, it's an expression. But if I say y equals to 2x plus 5, it becomes an assignment. What am I saying? I'm saying that 2x plus 5 should be assigned to y. If I use y equals to, if I use that equality sign, I'm saying that 2x plus y should be assigned to y, but not the other way around, not y assigned to the right-hand side, but the right-hand side is assigned to y. But there are many ways we can also do that. I will also show you how to do your assignment in different ways. An assignment also evaluates an expression and passes the value to a variable, but the result is not automatically printed. When I say y equals to 5x, for instance, and I run it, you will not see the results. But if I now type y, if I want to print y, I don't want to start typing volume of code that prints y. I'll just type y. It will print out the value of y. But if it's an expression, once you type 5x or 5 times x, for instance, it will give you the result of 5 times x, because it's an expression. It will give you it will print out the result immediately. But for an assignment, it will not print out the result. It will hold the result. Where you have assigned it to, we hold the results until you decide to print it. You just type that variable and it will print out the results. So commands are separated either by a semicolon or by a new line. If you are typing lines of command, if you type the first line, if you want to type on that line of command, you go to the next line, or use a semicolon to separate one command from the next one. So use either you type it and separate with them with semicolon, or better still, the best way you should do it, so that anybody reading your set of code will understand it. Write it line by line. And each line you write, you enter, it will interpret that line immediately, or you run it to interpret that line immediately. So if a command is not complete at the end of a line, however, we give a different prompt by default plus. Maybe you are typing a line, a command line, and you open a curly brackets and you not close it. It will continue by showing you plus, meaning that you have not completed the line you are writing and it has moved to the next one. So also on second and subsequent lines, continue to read input until the command is systematically complete. So command lines entered at the console are limited to about 4,095 bytes. At least we should know bits, bytes, and nimbus, and all these ones that would have been taught in our basic computer science. So data permanency and removing of objects. if we type in our console, or if we type from the console, for example, I say x equals to 5. It will hold x equals to 5. Anytime I type x, it will show 5. Anytime I want to use x, it has already assigned that 5 towards x. But if I want to remove that variable, which I have already assigned 5 to, I can use arrow M to remove it. You can see that here. Arrow M can be used to remove a variable. If we have multiple variables that I want to remove, we just say arrow open bracket x, comma y, comma z, comma all the variables you want to remove, and you can remove them. By the time you type that variable again, it will not have the ability to record the value of that variable. So that is working from your console. Everything you are working on is on the console. If you are working from the console, everything you are typing from the console is on the console. And once you shut down without saving, by the time you open it, your system will not have the ability to reach everything again. But you can as well save the console. And when you save the console, the data goes to arrow data, while what you have typed goes to arrow history. But however, it is better you use the script. Arrow script is better than using the console. Yes, you can use the console. Maybe you want to quickly use it as a calculator. 2 + 5 - 6. You want to find log 10. You want to do one little assignment or the other. When you have a calculator with you, you can easily go to the console and just type whatever you want to type, and you get the results. But if you want to have a code that you can reuse, then use the script. So the script has advantage. The advantage of the script is that everything you have typed, the script just looks like a notepad. Everything you have typed, you can save it in a place. Each time you want to work with it, you can call up the script. If somebody says, send your code to me, you just send the script to the person. The script is more or less like a notepad that is attached to Arrow. So once you are running, you type the code, the set of code on the scripts, then you begin to run it on the result will be showing on the console. So Arrow operates on named data structures. The simplest of such structures is the numeric vector. When you have a set of data, Arrow sees as a vector. Normally in statistics, our data comes in form of columns, rows, and columns. So it sees the column as vector, and it sees the rows as the cases. So if you have variable x and y, you see variable x as vector. It's also seeing variable y as vector. If you look at the example that is on the screen, we have x and we have c into those numbers: 10.4, 5.6, 3.1, 6.4, 21.7 are the values. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 are the values. So we start with c. We put the values inside a bracket, separated them by comma. If you want to see your x, if you're on your console, just write, just type x. You can use equals to or use that symbol. The symbol you are seeing there is less than dash. This symbol here is equivalent to equals to. But I will tell you where it is not equivalent to equals to. But for now, it is equivalent to equals to. You can just type x equals to c into those set of values, close the brackets. You can do that and you enter. If you are and you run it. If you are still using your console, just type. We'll go to the script and demonstrate all these things. But if you're on your console, you can just type it and you type x. Once you run X, X will show you what you have typed. Another way of doing assignments is to type assign, open bracket, the variable name, comma, then that vector you want to assign. So you are saying that we should assign this 10.4 and so on. We should assign them to X. So that is this line of code. You can see my cursor. This line of code is equivalent to this one. Then another way of doing it, you can see the direction of the arrow. If you see my cursor, I'm not saying that you assign what you have here to X. You cannot see the direction of the arrow. Now I'm not using less than, I'm using greater than, dash and greater than X. It's saying that you should assign whatever you have here to X. In this case, if you put equals to there, it will not work. Equality does not, equals to symbol does not work here because this is not a normal assignment. But in R, we can assign what you have here to what you have here. So I can easily say 5x assigned to y. But I cannot say 5x is equals to y. But I can say y equals to what? 5x. I can say 5x equals y equals to 5x and not 5x equals to y. But if you use this symbol, irrespective of where your variable is, whatever you want to assign to it, you can assign to it. So what you have here, this one, and this one, they are all equivalent. So once you have your x, you can begin to do manipulation on it. You can say 1 divided by x. 1 divided by x is an expression, it's not an assignment. It will give you the result immediately. 10 point, it will give you the inverse, the reciprocal of all these values immediately. You can also assign x, 0, x into y. So when you do this, you have all these values of x, they are 10 in number, you have 0, and you have x again. So you have about 11. If you are on your Arrow Studio, just type length, y. Length is Length, then y. It will give you the length, it will give 11 as the length of y. The length of x is 5. The length of y is 11. It will give you that. You can also do some other calculation like a complex number. If you do the square root of minus 17, none will be produced. It will give you warning. It means that the syntax is not correct. If you want to do the square root of minus 17, you just do square root minus 17 plus 0i. You close the bracket. When you run it, it will give you the result for that complex. It will give you the result for that square root of minus 17. Then we have vector arithmetic. You can assign vectors. You can, if I do minus 2 times x, minus 2 is a scalar. I'm using it to multiply the vector x. So minus 2 will multiply each of the entry in x and add it to the entries in y. Then plus 1, I will have a new vector called v. You can try, we see in Arrow accept the plus, we use the minus. For multiplication, we use asterisk as multiplication. Then when you say raised to power, we use the carat sign. Some use double asterisk, but I am not sure if double asterisk will work for every year. But I know for some other software, it works. Okay, in every year too, I think your double as service can as well work. Double as service can work as power. So you can either use your carat sign as the power or use your double as service as the power. You can quickly try it on your system. Just type 4 carat 2. It will give 4 raised to power 2, 16. Also type 4 double as service, 4 as service 2. It should also give you 16. Then you can also get the log, exponential, sine, cos, tan, square root, square, and so on. So as I said before, if you want to calculate, if you want to know the length, the number of observation in a variable, just type length x. You can see that here. Length x will give you the number of observation. So in most cases, you can just say small letter n, or you can just say n equals to length x. So that length x will be assigned to n. By the time you type n, it will print out the results for you. N will now be just a single value, the number of observation in x. So we do some x will sum all the values of x and return the answer. We can also do product x. You can see product x here. You can do product x. Product x will multiply all the variables. For example, if you want to do geometric mean, of all the values we have there, we have 5 values, and you want to do it manually, you do product x. Product x will multiply all the values, all those 5 values together. Then you can now put that product x inside a bracket and raise to power 1/5. Raise to power 1/5 will give you the 5th root of that product, and you have your geometric mean. For those of us that are in probability statistics, that are in probability or mathematical statistics, we might want to use the product sign. So the product sign, we use it. For example, if you are doing your likelihood function, and your likelihood function is the product of the PDF. So you can easily use this prod to do that. So we have mean x. Mean x will give you the mean of x. Variance of x is VARX of x. We give you the variance of x. For standard deviation, it's just SD. SD will give you the standard deviation of the variable. But if you know the formula, you can as well express yourself. Like for example, mean is sum of x divided by the number of observations. So you can just do some x divided by length of x. You can do some x divided by length of x. If you want to find the variance, you can do x minus mean of x, and you square it. You divide each by divide by the length of x minus 1, and you sum everything. So then another thing we need to know is how to sort. If we have set of values, we can use sort S to sort the values. It will sort it in ascending order of magnitude. You can also use reverse order S to do that. But if you want to write in descending order quickly, you can do this. Reverse S. Just type REV X. It will reverse the entries. If you have, for instance, 146, or let me say 416, it will reverse it to 614. So reverse is also very much important. We might want to use the reverse to order the data. So then we go to plus and histogram. So let me exit this screen, and so that we can go back to the RStudio proper. Okay. If you want to start a new string, a script in R, this is my console. We can all see the console. I have the scripts because we are using console and we are using a studio. So studio is divided into 4 parts. You see the parts, the script parts. You see the console under. You see the everything we are typing. You see the history we show. And if you have any plots or want to install packages, you can see it. You can see that where you have my cursor. So you have first screen here. This screen is where we have the script. You have the console here, where you have the command code. So you can either type from the script or you type on the console. That is the command line. Then we have the history, where everything you are typing will appear. Then just the way MATLAB 2 also have this facility. Then you have the plots or the package or whatever thing you want to view. You can view them in this compartment. So we have 4 compartments here. So let's assume we want to start. Okay, before we go to script, let me come to the console, to the command line. You don't have a calculator, that shouldn't bother you. Whatever I want to do, you can do it from the command line. I want to do 2 times 4, for instance. And once I enter, it will return 8. You can see my cursor, 2 times 4, the answer is 8. If I want to do 4 raised to power 5, it's 1024. I can also achieve that by typing 4 double asterisk 5. It will give me the same thing. So you can see how flexible R is. You can use caret as your raised to power. You can also use double asterisk as your raised to power. If I want to do square root of 4, I can say SQRT 4. And when I enter, it will give me square root of 2. And I can see achieve this by saying 4 raised to power 0.5. 4 raised to power 0.5. I will see get 2. Or I can say 4 raised to power. Now I have to open brackets 1 divided by 2. So I'm having the square root of 4. If I want to have the third root of 4, I'll just turn this on to 3. And I have 1.587401. So you can use your R as your calculator. You can use it for plus, you can use to plus 2 values together. You can use it to subtract 2 values. You can use it to multiply 2 values, 4 multiplied by 5. You can use it for multiplication. You can use it for division. When you want to do division, use /4/4/5. 0.8. So your / is your division. So you can do other things from this. For instance, I can assign X. I can do my assignment from here straight away. I have 2, I have 5, I have 7, I have 1. Okay, let me see 1. Sorry, I have 1 and I have 2 again. If I enter, I have assigned those values 24712 to X. If I want to print X, I'll just type X, enter. It will print out the values for me. I can do 1 divided by X. This is an expression, it's not an assignment. It will give me it will print out the values of X for me. We can also control the decimal points. I can say round 1/x, comma Maybe I want to put it to 4 decimal place and enter. So I will have my answer in 4 decimal place. So round is what you use to put to round up your data to a number of decimal place. Then if I'm working from the console, if I want to type that line of command again, I don't want to type it again. I can just call it by pressing the arrow up key from my keyboard. It will call forth the last line. If I press it again, it will bring the previous one. And as I'm pressing it, I'll be getting the previous lines. And if I press the arrow down, I will get the subsequent one. This is what I want to go back to. If I make it 2 decimal places and I run it, I will have this set of values in 2 decimal places. So I can find the maximum of x as an expression. If I run it, it will return the maximum of x, which is 7. I can also find the minimum of x. If I hit the enter key, it will give me 1. I can find the min of x. If I enter, it will give me 3.4. I can also find the standard deviation of s, SD, 2.50998. I can find the variance of x, and you give me 6.3. So if I want to get the, there is what we call 5 norm in statistics. 5 norm of x. 5 norm of s, you give me the 5 norm of s. The 5 norm there is, we have the minimum, we have the first quartile, we have the median, we have the third quartile, and we have the maximum. So this is what we call 5 norm in statistics. The minimum, first quartile, median, third quartile, and maximum. But if I want to have this and also want to have mean with it, I'll say summary of x. Summary x now will give me the minimum, the first quartile, the median. It will also give me the mean, the third quartile, and the maximum. So the difference between 5 norm and summary is that summary will include the mean, but 5 norm will not include the mean. All what we are doing here, except if I save this section, I might not have them again.
Sorry, sir. Mr. Matthew, please, sorry.
Okay.
Somebody raise up their hand there.
Okay.
Alhaji Shitu. Any questions, sir?
Yeah, the question has been answered already. I've seen it. You say you are on stream, that you are going to send the record later.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, thank you,
sir.
You're welcome, sir.
Okay, let's quickly now go back to scripts. If you want to open your script, I've been typing this on the console, on the command line. The console is called the command line. But let me go back to script now so that we can have it. The importance of coding with scripts is that you can easily store it. You can easily reuse it. The usability is very much important. Maybe you have written, maybe you want to do an over for some students. Take your time to do for a particular student. Once you have achieved all the results you need, what you need to do is just to change the data and you run the set of codes again. You just be running codes and you'll be getting your results. So the only thing you need to do now is that, how do I get this code? Once I can get the code, then subsequently, just the data will just change and I will run the same set of commands and I will get my results. So how do we get to the Arrow script? You click on File. Are you with me? You click on, this is my menu bar. You click on File. Once you click on File, you see New File. Then from your new file, you see Arrow script. Arrow script is the first one you see there. We have many other ones if you are interested in them, like the Shiny Web, those people that want to build web application or any other application. We have many other things you can go to, but for the scope of this class, we are going to restrict ourselves to our Arrow scripts. So you click on Arrow scripts. A new Arrow script is open. I have many scripts here, but this particular script is a new script I have opened. So from this script, I can begin everything I've done there. I can begin to do them here, and I get the results. And I will save the script. I can send the script to anybody. People can open the script and reuse the script. Let me start with, for example, if I type X, I run X. You can see that X is giving me the value that I use in my console. If I run this, if I type X again, you can see down, error object X not found, meaning that I have removed the X which I have typed before from the console using this remove S. Then if you want to write a statement in Arrow, use hash. For example, remove X is a statement to remove that variable X from the console, from the memory of the system. So I cannot type hash and say this means remove variable X. So this line of command has removed that X. So I can create a new X now. Let me assume how to type the first, let me just say I have, for instance, I have 2, I have 4, I have 6, I have 8, I have 10, and I have 12. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. I have assigned it to X. If I run it, X has taken in those vectors, that particular vector. If I want to see the result of I want to print out S, I'll just type S and run it. It will produce the result. The result is shown on the console. If you go to the console, you see the result here. I can say Y, what we did the other time. I want to assign X, 0, X to Y. If I run this, Y has taken in those vector. If I want to get Y, if I just type Y and run it, it will print out the values of Y. You can see Y is 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 0. Then that set of vector of X again, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. So you have created Y. If I want to look at the length of X, the length of X, if I run it, it returns 6. If you look at the console, it has returned 6. If I want to look at the length of Y, if I run it, if you look at the console, it's giving me 13. So we can easily know the length of a variable by using length into the name of that variable. irrespective of the length of the variable. You can have 2,000, 2 million, 2, whatever length of the variable. Once you have a storage facility that can take that data, once you write length of the variable, it will tell you the number of observation, or as some people will call it, the number of cases we have in that variable. So length is what we use, the keyword, to identify that. So I can sort, I can use the word sort. I can sort. If I sort, for instance, Y, and I run it, you can see what I have. It has sorted Y. Look at the console, it has sorted Y in ascending order. Now, let me reverse X. Reverse now is not sorting. Reverse is different from sorting. For instance, let me have a new variable Z. And I have reverse X, comma 0, comma X. If I run this, now look at my Y, look at my Z. The difference between my Y and my Z is that in my Z, I have reverse X. If I type my Z, let me print out my Z and let us see the value of Z. Can you see it? The last number there was 12. It is now the first number, 12, 10, 8, 6, 4, 2. Then 0, 2, 4. I can also do something. I want it to reverse it, but let the X be negative. I'll put negative there, minus sign there in front of vector X. If I run this now and I print out my Z, you can see the values, set of values I have. It's like a set of values in number line. You have your -2, -10, -8, -6, -4, -2, 0, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. So you can develop your vector as many values you want to work with. Whatever I want to do with your analysis, I can also assign V and say 1 over Z. This is an assignment. I have assigned 1 over Z to V. So if I run my V will give me this set of value. So what am I saying? I'm saying that 1 divided by what? Z. What you should do, each entry in Z, each entry of Z will be, we have the inverse of each of those entries, and you have your V. If I have, for instance, Y.
Sorry, sir.
I want to start. Hello.
Yeah, part of the output, I believe you can you see the infinity there?
Yes.
Please, can you explain to others?
Okay. If you look at this set of values, I'm saying 1 divided by each of the entries there. Can you see my Z? Let me run the Z again so that you see the value of the Z. Can you see the value of the Z? -12, -10, -8, -6, -4, -2, 0, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. So I'm not saying that my V should be 1 over Z. So it will give me 1 over -12, 1 over -10, 1 over -8, 1 over -6, 1 divided by -4, 1 divided by -2, and 1 divided by 0. So once you divide a value by 0, it will give you undefined. And the way arrow will return that undefined is what you have there. You can see infinity. So 1 over 0 is infinity. It's undefined, but mathematically we can express it as infinity. We have symbol for infinity, but arrow will not give you that symbol. It will write INF. INF is infinity. Anytime you write code in R and you run it, you see infinity. A very good example is when you have your Gamma PDF, and you have 0 as one of the entry, it will give infinity when you are running some of the code, because you are divided, one of the entry is 0. So part of what you will deal with is to take away those 0 entries. Sometimes we can deal with it in different ways. So we'll see, look at all those ones later. So let me now come back to our mean. If you want to calculate mean is one of the basic things we calculate.
Sorry, someone raised, who is this? The person called user. Who is user, please? Your hand is raised up. Go ahead.
Yeah. Good evening. Thank you. I'm running the code as you are saying it, but unfortunately, it's giving me S not found. I don't know, maybe because of the remove S.
Yes, you have removed your S. So you have to type a new S. After you have removed the former X.
Okay.
You have to type a new X now after that code.
I did that. I typed S and I assigned the values to S.
Okay. You have to run
after running, yes, I run it. When I run it, it gave me the value of S.
Yes.
At the console.
Yes.
But after running the error.
What error is it giving you?
Object S not found. Object S not found.
You know what you do?
No.
Go to that cursor. Put your cursor where you have your X.
Where I have my S, yes.
Where you did the actual assignments.
Okay, yes, it's there already.
Run it.
It's still saying, okay, after running, yes, I've run it. Error at the console is giving me the values, the assigned values.
It's giving you the assigned values, Abi.
Yes.
Are you seeing my screen? It's giving something like this. Can you see my screen?
I'm not seeing your cursor.
Okay, see my cursor. Go just watch the left down of the screen. Are you seeing this?
Okay, yes, at the console. Okay, yes.
These are my value of my S. When you run your own, is it giving something like this? It might not be the same value. You can use any value of your choice.
I use a value, but it's still not giving me. Okay, I'm coming. Let me rerun it again. Yes.
Run it again.
It gave me the value.
Okay. We are now do the subsequent. Just try some other thing and say S square, or just do something else and see, or okay, just say 2 times X and see what it will give you.
Oh, I should run it on the script, right? Not on the console.
Yes, on the script. Run it on the script. 2 as service X or something, or 1 divided by X. Just run something.
Okay.
Run it from the script. It will show it on the console.
Yes, I've run it, but let me see what's giving. It's still giving me error.
Okay, know what you do? It's like you are running the remove X. You can't take away, put hash in front of that remove X. Now your type hash in front of it so that you see it as a comment.
Okay, I've typed hash
in front of that remove X so that we see it as a comment. Yeah, try to run again. Try to run the X again and make sure that the X is running.
Is it okay? I should put the hash cursor Is it on the remove S or on the new assigned value?
In front of the first line where you have the remove X.
Okay.
Put
And then I should run
hash
it.
there. Put hash there.
Okay,
Don't
the
run it.
remove S
Just put
is
hash
not
there.
found. Okay, I should just put hash. Okay.
Yes, so that you don't mistakenly run it. Then where you have your X, when you assign your vector to X, run that line. The line where you assign the vector to X.
Cross to the S, okay.
Run the line. Don't print here to just run that line. Put your cursor on the line.
I've put it.
Are you typing from the script or from the console?
I'm typing from the script.
From the script, okay. Put your cursor at the beginning or at the end of that code, that line, and run it and see what you have.
Okay.
So what do you have?
Okay.
Check the console. What do you have on the console?
Object X not found.
Okay, know what you happen? Type the same thing I've typed, exactly what I've typed here. X, can you see my screen?
Yes, I can see your screen.
Type
X assign. Okay.
That assignment is less than dash.
Yes, okay. Maybe let me type it.
Your C should be small letter.
Okay.
The C should be small letter, then open the bracket 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, then close it. I want us to be on the same page. You can use different values later once you get it. Have you done that?
Yes, I'm still on it. I'm coming. Sorry.
So just do that. Because if you not get it, by the time you use large value, you not still get it.
Okay, then should I run it now, right?
Yes, run it now.
Somebody is still getting error here. Sahid.
Is it giving error as well?
No. I got the assigned value now.
Okay.
We are type S now. Run S alone from the script as well. Under that line, type X and run it. Just type X, just X and run on the next line. Hello.
Yes, I'm with you. Yes, and it gave me the value 24688.
So maybe probably what you typed before is either you use capital C or you didn't do the assignment very well. That's why
what I did after putting hash on the remove, I now still run it.
Okay. So it's giving you the result now, Abi?
Yes.
Yes, give me what you want. Okay, good.
Thank you.
So can we continue?
Please answer, Said.
Okay, Said, what is the question? Let Said speak.
Can you talk, sir?
Mr. Said, you can talk, sir.
You can talk now. Unmute yourself, Mr. Said or Dr. Said.
Or Dr. Said.
I'm having error each time I tap on the console. Error retrieving hard code execution error. Although it will give me answer in the results, but what could be the reason?
Okay, maybe your cursor is on a particular error code. You get it now?
Okay.
Go to your console.
Okay.
Just enter. Go to the console. Click on the last where your console is. Where your cursor is blinking.
Okay.
Enter.
Okay, I've done that. Okay.
You enter. Just type 2 times 4 and let me see and enter. 2 times 4 alone from your command line, from your console.
2 times 4.
4 and enter.
Okay.
And enter.
Okay. I have it.
You have it. And it's not giving any error again, Abi?
Yes.
So subsequently, I don't think you have error again.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, I wanted to type something before the question came in. For example, you have 2 times x raised to the power 2 minus 4 minus 4x plus 2. This is like a quadratic equation anyway. I want to do a little plot. You have this. Now, if you run this y, this new value of y, is giving error because it's seen on as a symbol that is not supposed to be there, because I'm having 4x instead of 4 times x. Can you see it? So we now put 4 times s and run it again. So I have my answer. So if I type y, if I want to print the values, I have the values of y. So this new y I have now, I've overwritten the first y because it's the y I'm working with. You know, I have one y up and I did not remove the y because as I'm running it now, I'm using the new y now and just overriding the first y. So my new y is 2 plus 18 plus 2, 18, 50, 98, 162, 242. That is the new vector I have for y. So I can plot x, comma y. If I run it, it will give me the plot of x, comma y. But what appears looks like a scatter diagram. I can include line. I say type equals to L. So if I put type equals to L, I'm not saying that these plots should not be scattered. I want the plots, I want the line. So if I run it, it will give me line instead of dots. So the plot x, comma y without the type can be used for scatter diagram. If you want to plot your scatter, maybe you are doing a regression of y on x. I want to look at the relationship. You can use that plot x, comma y in that order. X before y. So it will put x on the horizontal axis and put y on the vertical axis. It will label it x and y. It will label it with a variable name, except you want to change the label. Alternatively, if you don't want to plot it this way, if you want those scatter points to show and still want the line to be there, then we can do it this way. We can say plots x, comma y. If we run this, it will give us the scatter plots. We can now say lines x, comma y. It will give the line inside and the dots together. So it will give you something like this. You know, you have the dots, the points, and you also have the line on the point. So if you look at the first one and the second one, they are the same, but the difference is that the second one is showing those dots, the dotted values. the values at 0.2, 0.4, 0.6, 0.8, 0.10, and 0.12 is showing it. Let me copy everything and I have here. Now, I want to change my X to V. If I run this, I have this new set of values. And if I plot this, I'm having V here, no more X. You can see that point there. It's showing that there is no value there. It's infinite. It's now. So that's why that value is not showing there. If I also use this other one, can you see it? So these are some of the examples of plots. But let us now go to read. Okay, let me just also show you the histogram. If you want to do the histogram of this set of data, for example, histogram of X. If you run the histogram of X, this is the histogram of X. If we run the histogram of Z, this is the histogram of Z. So today we'll just restrict ourselves to some basic statistics, line plots, the scatter diagram, and histogram. So just restrict ourselves to it. Then we now try to see many things we can do within the histogram. Let me use a real life data now. There is this particular data we shared. I don't know if some of us have it, but if we don't have it, you can use any data of your choice. There was a particular data and Dr. K shared not quite long, but if you don't have that data, just use any data of your choice. Just any data you have on your system. For today, we are not working on questionnaire. We are working on continuous data. Maybe data you got from online that you can easily work on, because we want to look at plot and histogram strictly today, and line plot and histogram strictly today. So let's look at how to bring in the data. For today,
sorry, sir. Sorry. Let me quickly say this. For those of us that are interested in that data, you can drop your email on chat. I will copy you now. If you're online, I will send the data to you. Just drop your email on chat. I will forward it to you. The data the presenter is using. Thank you.
Okay. So let's see how we can do that. The first thing we do, if you have your data, you can have any other data as well.
Hello, sir.
Okay.
Just give us just 2 or 3 minutes. Let me copy the email and forward it to people so that they will have access to the data.
Okay.
While you are just doing the preamble.
Okay, okay. Okay, let me see Joel here. Let me create a new Z, for instance. Let me say my Z. In my Z, let me say I have X, comma Y, comma X as my new Z. If I run this, my new Z now is, this is the set of value for my new Z. Okay, that is, okay. Let me remove this. Let me use this. Let me use this as my Y, so that my Z will not have now. So, okay, this is what I have as my new Z. So the histogram of the Z is this. I can title the histogram. I can say main. We use main for title. Main equals to I can give it heading. I can call it so main equals to the attribute now, the name of that main attribute is class 1 data. That's the name I want to give to the histogram. You know, there's a particular name it has given to it, a default name, histogram of Z. That is the default name. So I want to change that default name to class 1 data. So if I run this, you can see the new name now is class 1 data. That is the heading of that histogram. Then I can also label the x-axis. To label x-axis, use the word xlab. That is x-label. So just short it xlab. And you put the name in a quote. The name is a string, put in a quote. Let's say I'm calling it Z data. And I can also give it Y label. Y label will be on the vertical axis. Frequency. Offset. Let's run this. So this is a way of making your histogram unique. I'll give it an heading. I can change the vertical axis, the title of the vertical axis. I can also change the title of the horizontal axis. So the main is for the heading, the S lab is for the horizontal axis, the Y lab is for the vertical axis. And this is the same for plots, and for plot, every plot you are plotting is the same for all our plots and for the histogram as well. So the main is for the heading, the S lab is for the horizontal axis, while the Y lab is for the vertical axis.
Ekum,
Sir,
there is a question on the chat from Timmy, from Tim Oyelowo.
Okay.
About invalid. I think he made a mistake where he's supposed to type L. He put 1. It's supposed to be L during the plot.
Okay, it's L, not 1. It's L. L.
L for line.
L for line, yes, good. L for line. L for line. So 3 people are raising up their hands. Dr. Okay.
Okay.
Let's address that
just a
issue before
minute.
we continue. We still have time, so let's do that.
Okay, you can check your
People
box
don't ask.
now. I've already put you will get the email is there, the data is there now. So for those of us putting the raise up your hands.
Dr. Okay, let me check those people that are raising up their hands so that we know what.
Okay, Mr. Shitu, over to you. Okay, Madam User, over to you.
Okay, mine is, I would like if we can if we can make sure we are also following.
Okay.
Yeah.
My own thinking is you are doing it, but you don't know if we are really following you. And again, you can paste those commands on the chat box so that we can just copy and just paste. So, because I think you are somehow fast. My own
Okay,
thinking.
I will slow a little, but copy and paste will make us to be very lazy in this way. What we are just learning. At the end of the day, all these codes are available. I always copy them and paste them and reuse them. You understand now? Code are available online. The code I'm using, I will send it to Dr. K. We share it to every one of us. We can always get this code. You get it now. But what we are learning now is that how to type on our own and see if we can get it without even copying and paste. Because it is when you don't understand the code, by the time you copy and paste, if there is any error, you're able to debug it. Debugging is the process of looking at the errors in your code. You're able to detect where the error is. But if you don't understand how to code yourself, you just copy a code and paste. It will be difficult for you to debug where the error lies. Even when something is able to give you the error is on this particular line, and this is what is causing the error, you might not still understand. That's why I took my time to explain some of those naming, some of the key, there are some keywords we use. We don't use those keywords as variable name. You understand now? So anytime you see an error, just try to understand what the error is saying. Then you're able to correct the error. So I will slow my pace, but that's means Dr. K has to be on so that anytime I ask a question that can I go ahead, we answer on behalf of other participants.
Don't worry, you see, one of the
Dr.
things,
Okay, Dr. Okay.
Yes, over to you, sir.
Okay, I've typed on the script, and when I run it and try to print, the figure did not show on the print again in my console.
You type.
Can you hear me? Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes. If you have,
okay, well, excuse me, Dr. Matthew, where you have X assigned to some variables.
Yes, some values.
Okay, I ran those variables, and when I ran X alone as print, it didn't show on the console. So it means that any calculation I did thereafter will not be executed.
It will show. You see your console. Try to scroll down to make sure that you are scrolling down. You are seeing the last line. On
yes,
that
yes. I actually scroll down to the last bottom, but the print did not show. It only showed me the run of that particular line, the assignment statement only.
Okay, it didn't show the print of the values.
Yes.
It didn't print out the values. Okay, you know what will happen?
Yep.
Type 2 times X and run it and see what you get.
On my script?
On your script and run it. 2 asterisk.
Okay, don't worry.
Just type it and run it. Don't assign it. Just it's an expression. Just type and run it.
Okay, let me do that.
Sorry for coming in. No.
Hello.
Please, can you hear me? Yes. Please, can you hear me?
Yes.
I can hear you, man.
Okay. My plot XY and I'm type equal to 1. It's still giving me error.
It's not 1, it's L. Dr. Oke just corrected somebody now. It's L.
Okay.
L for line.
Okay, that's
Hello,
Hey,
can you
not
hear?
one.
I use that.
Yeah, oh yeah, me Sheriff.
Okay.
Dr. Eku, please, how can I copy my graph, my Instagram graph to Word? Then how can I put it? I mean, I want to put a color. Let us know, I want to put a color to the graph, to the Instagram.
Okay.
How can I do that?
Just type, okay, let's look at our histogram. Can you see my console? Okay, let me go to my histogram, the histogram I have here. Can you see my console?
Yes, sir.
My console. After the Z, comma,
Yes,
just type COL. COL is for color. COL.
okay, sir.
Then type equals to,
Okay, sir.
type, do your quotes, your open quote and close the quotes. Type any color of your choice, blue, black, green, yellow, any color. Just type one color there. And put comma before the name.
Okay, sir.
Just what I've typed there. Just use blue.
Okay,
You can
sir.
use green. You can use light blue. You can use yellow. You can use indigo. You can use violet.
Okay, sir.
Just use any color you like, and
Okay,
you run
sir.
it. It will give you the. It will put color.
Okay. How can I copy my graph to Word?
You can just right click on it now, and you copy
Okay,
you right click on it, or you open the Zoom properly and you copy it. So you can just copy directly, or you export and you export it as PDF. You can you can save as image on your system. For those of you using PDF, so you can save as image or save as PDF. Those of you using latex, you can save as image or save as PDF, so that when you get your latex, you can call it. But if you just want to put it on Microsoft Word, want to paste it, just copy to clipboard. You can copy to clipboard and go and paste it on your Microsoft Word.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Dr. Matthew, I've done the multiplication on the console. It gave me 2 multiplied by 3. That's it. It didn't give me 6.
You said?
I've done the multiplication 2 multiplied by 3 on the script.
No, do 2 multiplied by X.
That's 2 asterisk 3. That's what I'm saying.
Do 2 asterisk X. Is the X you are concerned about? I said the X is not showing. Do 2 asterisk X.
Okay. Even 2 asterisk 3 did not give me 6 on the screen. On the console.
That's what to give you now. 2 asterisk 3 is 6 now.
It didn't give me.
It didn't give you 6.
That's what I'm saying. It just wrote 2 asterisk 3. It repeated it when I ran it.
It didn't give you 6.
It didn't give me anything other than 2 asterisk 3. It just repeated itself.
On the console?
On the console, yes.
Ah, no, that should be that. That is your own case is an explain case. So. It's not showing. It's not showing the 6, but it's not giving you error message.
No error message. Nothing.
Hello,
but
sir.
It's not giving this.
Alhaji Shitu, I think, did you check the console side or you are looking at the script again?
Check the console. The console is down.
Yes, now I know the console now. The script, the console, the plot, and the other one.
Okay.
Okay.
Maybe you can open another script.
Okay. Maybe open another script.
Let us continue first. Let's continue. Okay. No problem.
Dr. Eku.
But everything you are doing, if you cannot do it, and if you are not getting it here, maybe you just open your Arrow base instead of using Studio and see if you are having the same problem, so that we know where the problem is coming from. You have Arrow installed on your system apart from the Studio.
Yes.
Okay. Go and perform those things in your Arrow and see if you are having the same. Just quickly open your Arrow and do some of those things and see if you are having the same issue, so that we know where the problem is coming from. Okay, Doctor. Okay.
Continue, sir.
Okay. I want to show us how to attach our data to bring our data from our Excel to to R here so that we can do analysis, some little analysis and plots, and maybe do some line plot and histogram. Can we do that?
Yes.
Okay. Dr. Okay.
I believe everybody has have access to the
Yeah.
to the data. Please, if you
Download the data to your system, just download this.
If you've received it, please kindly type yes on the chat box, please. If you've received it in your, please check your mail. Okay, thank you, Tony. So, okay, Tosin, okay. Okay, thank you. Okay. Opened, okay. Okay. So I think we can continue.
Okay. So Dr. K will be speaking on behalf of the participants. So if I get to a point, if I want to know if I'm still communicating with my audience, I will ask Dr. K questions. Can I continue? Once he says continues, I believe other people are getting it. Because it will not be nice to unmute every other person. The voice, will not be able to control it. So that's why we have somebody that is anchoring that aspect. But if you still have any question, just raise up your hand before we go too far, because we have many other sessions that will come up, not today, maybe any other time, but we must get the one we have done for today at least, so that we not carry it over to the next lecture. Okay, if you have opened your Excel, if you have opened your data, open your data in your Excel. First thing first, open your data in your Excel. I just got some of those. It's one of the old data I used some time ago. It's coronavirus COVID-19 data for some months, for that initial time when COVID-19 started.
Where can we save image, sir? Somebody's asking.
Have you opened the Excel?
No. Somebody asked a question. He said, where can this save image find, sir?
Image?
Yes.
Which image?
The one they save. Where can they find it?
If they click on save as, for example, if you
can you just do one, please?
Okay, for example, save as. Can you see my own?
Mm-hmm.
Can you see it? Hello?
Yes, yes, we can see.
Okay. Ordinarily, if you are not changing your directory, you are working from your documents. Can you hear me?
Go ahead.
You are working from your documents if you have not changed your directory. So you can click on this directory here, and you decide where you want to save. And you decide where you want to save. These documents, you can save on your desktop. You can save inside pictures. Maybe you want to save inside pictures. You can go to desktop and create a folder for yourself. At least by now, we should all know how to create a folder and save inside the folder. If it's inside your documents, you can create a folder. If you want an external device, maybe you have a flash, you can put your flash and save inside your flash. So where you want to save depends on you. You don't just save where you don't know. So when you click on save, you have saved, and your work is where you have saved it. But if you just save, maybe it should be in your document anyway, because document is the default directory. Or if you don't want to do that, you can just copy to clipboard. You open Microsoft Word, copy plots. You know, I said copy to clipboard, copy the plots. Then once you copy the plots, you go and open your Microsoft Word and paste the plots there. You get it now? So, Dr. K, can we continue?
Please go ahead.
Okay. Okay, let me attach my data. The first thing, what I sent to you is Microsoft Excel. So first thing you do, you save that Microsoft Excel as CSV command delimited. You save your work. You have opened your Excel file. Now click on save file, save as, save on your document, because the default directory, I've not even taught you how to change your directory. So your default directory is my documents. So save your work on your documents. So click on file, click on save as. If you have your Excel, click on save as. Then if you open your,
sorry, sir, can you open your own Excel and be doing it so that people will be able to, so that we won't have too much question?
okay, let me also download this and let me
Download it.
Other people are downloading
Yes.
it. I will download it, I will open it, and I will also save as CSV. So while I'm doing that, you can just be busy with your system, try to do one or two things. Let me quickly download it as well. So people can ask questions. No, Dr. Okay, attend to people, let them ask questions. I can answer their question while I open this. Dr. Okay?
Yeah, I'm there.
So
once I see the any hands,
people that want to ask questions, you can ask questions while I'm doing this. We can see, attend to them so that we not waste any time. It's like Modupe Anthony is raising is I don't know, maybe it's E or R. Maybe it's
over to you.
Yes, my question is, there are three types of CSV options there. Which one should we choose?
The command delimited.
Command
delimited.
That's why I said, don't worry, you will show us now.
I will show you. I just want to
show us now.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Let me just open my own data. Sorry, my system is a bit slow hanging.
Over to you, Ekman.
Okay, just hold on. I'm trying to get the data on my download. Okay. Can you see my screen, there, or maybe I should share it again?
No, you have to reshare it.
Let me stop and share it.
Yeah. Yeah. Stop sharing and.
Yeah. Okay. I also downloaded this one, just the way every other person has downloaded their own. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Can you see my screen?
Yes, yes, yes.
So I will click on this editing so that it will be editable.
You can reshare. Okay.
Oh, sorry.
Can you share your screen again, sir?
Okay, I'll share it back. Okay. Can we see it now?
It's coming up. Yes, we can see now.
Okay. I have dates, daily cases, daily dates, and so on. Okay. So if you want to go to click on file, you click on file. The system is a bit angry. Okay, file, save as. You can see my save as here. Okay, I will save. You know, it was on the download before. I will go to documents. I save inside my documents. So I want to save it as coronavirus, or let's use a simple name to save time. Let's just say COVID-2. Let's save it as COVID-2. If you have saved it before, save again. Save as COVID-2. Then when we have a Z workbook, you save as, yes, you have many CSV here, but you use command delimited. Can we all see, Dr. K? Can you see it?
Yes.
Okay. So you can see the blue, the highlighted blue there because of my cursor is here. So you click on that CSV command delimited. That is what you click on. You click on it. So you see it down there. So if I click on save, if we save it as COVID2.csv. So .csv will be the extension of the file. So it will be COVID2.csv. COVID2.csv. Then I click on OK.
Do we need to have a folder there in the document?
It's not necessary.
Oh, okay.
Don't put inside folder, just put it in the document. Maybe before I close, I'll teach you how to change directory. If you want to change your directory, that's when you create a folder, then you change your directory into that folder so that everything you do will be going to that folder. But if you don't want to change your directory, just make sure that you are working from your document. Don't use this. Make sure that everything is inside my document, inside the document, inside your documents. Because document is the default directory for R. So I have this. Do we not have this as .csv, Dr. Okay?
Yes.
Okay. So I can now go back to my, I will stop this screen. I'll go back to my R Studio so that we can call this everything here to the R Studio. How many columns you have here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We have 9 columns here. So let me call back everything I need. Let me go back to R Studio. So stop share. Then I share the new screen. Okay. Okay. So I want to get the data from Excel. I want to get the data from Excel now. I want to get data from Excel. So I can assign, I can say data.covid. So I'm assigning the data to data.covid. You know, earlier when I started, I said our names, we can use different type of names, alphanumeric, it will accept dots, it will accept underscore. The name can be as long as possible. You can type Nebuchadnezzar 1924. You can just type Nebu. You can just type data. You can just type data1. You can type data.covid to show that this data is for COVID, data.covid. So you are the one that know the way you want to be doing your naming, so that anytime you see a new code, you know how to change some things and say, okay, this goes to this, this goes to this. So what I want to do is that I want to assign that data in Excel. I want to assign it to data.covid. I can use equals to, I can also use less than, then the dash to assign. I can use read.csv. Let me use this read.csv. So I open the brackets and close it immediately. My data. The name of my data is covid2.csv. That is the name of the data. The name of the data is covid2.csv. Then I have header equals to true. The true must be in capital letter. It must be in caps, all cap. You can just see capital T or type true full. Then SEP. This one might not be necessary, but it's important so that it will show that each column are standing on their own. The header is to show that in your Excel, the first set of values are the header. I can attach data.covid. Let me run this one first, the first line, to make sure that there's no error in there. Okay, so we are good to go. The first line there is no error there. So data.covid. So I'm saving I save my own as covid2.csv. So it's better to save it as covid2.csv so that I'm not running into trouble. But if you have used any name and you know what to do, you have been writing code before, just put the name you have saved it with there. You can see I didn't put any extension. I didn't put c/document/ this/that. No, because I'm working on the same directory where I have my data. So I just put the name of the data straight away. Then attach is to attach the data to what you are doing, to this, the work we are doing now. Then I can run the attach data. So the attach data is also good. So let me see let me print the data. It says data.covid. You can see why RL Studio is good. It's giving me the option of what I want to type. So if I've forgotten, RL Studio will help me out. Yes. I have printed my results. So I have 3 lines, okay, let me say 4 lines of code or 5 lines of code. The first one, ###, I just put those ### to demarcate that, to show that I'm starting a new level of code. Then the next one is a comment, get the data.
Hello, sir.
Hello.
Can you please allow everybody to be on the same page with you?
Yes, sir.
For those of us that we are working on the system, allow us to write this so that somebody is asking a question.
Okay.
Sorry, user, what's your name? So that I can't be calling user. So please, let's use our real name on the system so that we can know. Can you unmute yourself?
My name is Abdusalam Rukayat.
Your name is?
Abdusalam Rukayat.
Abdusalam Rukayat, right?
Yes.
Okay. So you are asking a question.
Yes, that said code, and I can't see what is there. Can
you see it now?
No, either equal to true, SEP,
comma, SEP.
Okay.
Equals to
single quote. That is a single quote, comma, single quote.
Single quote.
Comma, single quote.
Comma, single quote.
Yes, comma, single quote. That
quote.
single quote, instead of holding sheets, you know, all sheets, you just type where you have that code before, after your semicolon, you see quotes there. Oh. You don't need to hold down sheets. Just, have you done that?
Does it? Oh, okay. Semicolon. Okay. Let me try it. Okay, fine.
Are you okay now?
Yes, I'm sure.
Okay.
Thank you.
So run that line first, so that to be sure that you have your data on this.
Okay. Oh my God, error.
What is the error saying?
Error unexpected in.
Have you typed the other data.covid?
Have I typed what?
Just follow the code, the 3 lines. Okay. 1, 2, 3.
Okay, let me read it out for you so that you see there. The line there is data.covid. You have that?
Yes, I have that.
Equals to
data.covid equal to no. You are assigning read.csv.
Okay, use that assignment is less than dash.
Okay, yes, I've did that. Read.csv.
Open
yes. Brackets. Yes.
Double quotes.
Yes.
Double quote is not single quotes twice. So you hold down your shift and you press that button.
Yes, I did that.
Okay. Now type covid2.csv.
.csv. Yes.
And the quote is closed.
Yes, sir.
Comma.
Okay.
Header equals to.
Or to. Yes.
The true is capital letter. T.
Yes.
Then comma. SEP. SEP.
Okay.
Equals to.
Yes.
Single quotes, comma, single quotes.
sorry, SEP equal to, comma, single quotes.
No, SEP equals to
Mm-hmm.
single quotes,
Mm-hmm. That's what I mean. Okay.
comma, single quotes.
Okay.
The comma is between the two single quotes.
Okay.
Just one comma, then close the brackets.
Okay.
Yeah, around, let's see. If it's not giving any error, it will not show anything.
Okay.
What do you have on your console?
I've not run it. Okay. I should not put the attached data there after the
Just run first. So you should make sure that it's running. You can see my own now. Just run it now. You can see what is bringing there. It's showing blue line.
I got
What
error.
is error?
Error unexpected symbol in data.covid assign read.csv open brackets the code covid2.csv header equal to true SEP attached. Okay, the attached.
Leave the attached first. Don't go to the attached. That line must be correct before you go to the next line.
Cannot open file covid2.csv. No such file.
That your file covid2.csv. Did you save it the way I said you should save it?
Yes, I did.
And you save it as COVID2, not coronavirus.
No, COVID2. Open
is there. Look at the main title bar and see the name that is there.
COVID2 Excel product application then failed also.
We are save it as CSV. Save it again to be sure.
Okay.
Just click on file, save as.
Comments.
Click on file, save as.
CSV, comma, I should just save like that.
Check where you are saving. Is it on the document?
Yes, on the documents.
Not on download documents.
Not on documents, yes.
On documents.
Yes, sir.
Click yes if you have saved. Save and click yes. If it's asking
Said already exists. Did you want to replace it?
Yes, replace it, yes. And what's it coming? Is there anything
that's coming? Some pictures in your workbook might be lost if you save that. Yes, I've done that.
Okay. We will go to the code again and run it again. Just click on that code and
run. Same thing.
Same thing.
Yes, I don't know why.
You are using read.csv, Abby?
I'm using what?
Read.csv.
I can't get what you're saying.
Ekum, we have another hand here. While she's typing.
Okay.
Saka Jamil.
Let us also try read.table and see what she will get.
Okay.
From that read table. Instead of read.csv. Can you see my screen?
Okay, let me go to your screen now. Come on. Yes, I can see your screen.
Use read.table.
Can you unmute yourself?
Okay, read.table. Okay.
I've done it, sir. Good evening, sir.
Go ahead.
Thank you for the interactive section we are having this evening. Sir, how can we have the recorded video?
Don't worry.
Dr. K will do that.
I will do that. I will send, as we are talking now, we're on the YouTube live stream. So we'll copy it and we'll send it to every one of us to continue watching the video.
Thank you.
It's giving me different thing. Byte code because environment interface.
Sorry, I have a question, sir.
Okay.
The question is, if you some of the system, like my own Excel, anytime I save it, it will give me what we call, it will show the table with the comma and everything. Is it proper?
Because it's CSV, sometimes it appears that way.
Oh, is it okay with that?
Saving as CSV is like you are saving in a notepad, like a pad, but appears in Excel format.
Somebody is raising. Can you read the message, sir? Do we have to set our work directory first before we should be able to fetch the data in our R console?
Okay. You know what will happen? Let everybody set their. Let us do that first. Let's see. Maybe that is what is affecting some people. Because I know that the default is document, but let's set it to documents so that we'll be very sure.
I think, sir, I have a suggestion. Inside our document, I think it is better we have a folder in the document named data science.
Okay. If you go to your documents, create a folder, name it data science. New folder, the new data, save it inside that folder. Then I want to show us how to change the directory to that folder. Let me just show us the directory, how to do that now. Are you on the system? Are you seeing my screen? Or can you see my screen?
We can see your screen, but hold on.
Okay.
Please, everybody, let's create that folder. Let's create that folder first. You can name it Data Science 2022 so that you will know that you are still on the folder. Then we can be, okay. Someone is raising up the hand. Alhaji Shitu, over to you. You can mute yourself, sir. You can unmute yourself.
Okay, I've done that.
Okay. Ask your question.
Doctor?
Go ahead.
You read the question about the work directory that I've just talked about.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ogunsanya, you raised up your hand. Over to you, sir. You can unmute yourself, sir. Mr. Ogunsanya.
Thank you, sir. Hello.
We are hearing you, sir.
We can hear you, sir.
Yeah. Hello.
We can hear you, sir.
Okay, sure that I'm on. I just want to add in the code that we're still experiencing a CSR to read dot table. Okay. And there's somebody that copied his code. The true is not correct. The spelling of true is the header equals to true. I think he wanted to write header equals to true. He wrote header equals to TREU. Okay, I think it should be UE because it's a very sensitive. So we can just
so let that person correct the
change it. The spelling is not correct. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
And again, sir, in the process of picking your CSR in your Excel,
yes.
Okay, there are 3 CSR in that. Okay, I hope you have not taken the DOS and the so you need to be sure of the type of CSV you have taken. Okay, if not, everything is perfect. I think it should be working. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Okay.
So over to you, Ekun.
Okay, sir. For those of us that still want to change the directory, let me stop the screen sharing. I will share it back. Let me share it back again. Hello.
We can hear you.
So let's go to section. Click on section. If you want to change your directory, like I've created a folder that I call data science, meaning that subsequently, if you are working, everything should go into that folder called data science. So let's just use this opportunity to learn how to change directory so that if you want to change your directory, you can change it. But those ones that don't want to change their directory that is working fine in my documents, they don't need to go through this process. But you can just look at it so that you know how to change the directory. Go to the section, click to set working directory. Then set working directory. You come to choose the directory you want to use. Choose directory. If you choose it, this is my document. I created a folder here. Okay, the folder is here. That is the first one, data science. I use initial cap to do it. You can use any one, you can use all caps, you can use, just save your folder and we set the directory there. So I have said, if you look at my console, you see that I've changed the directory to set WD data science. So if you know the code, you can type it directly. Some people know the code. You don't need to go through that section and they just type the code, set WD, set working directory. That is WD, set working directory, and you have it. So let me run my code again for my new directory. It's also running. If I attach it, it's attached. So I have active cases, I have daily cases, I have daily.get. Hello.
Somebody is raising up their hand.
Okay, attend to the person.
Ajao.
Said.
Over to you.
Dr.
Said.
Hello.
Yeah, go
ahead. I'm having 111 data sets points.
Okay.
So at the tail end, I have reach maximum, get option max print.
Okay, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Okay.
You get it now. It doesn't matter.
Okay.
Sometimes you can have million data sets and you get it now. But
okay.
Once you attach it, the particular, if you are working with it, it doesn't affect it.
Okay.
It doesn't affect it.
Okay.
Then I will also teach us, for instance, if you have 1 million data set and you just want to use the first 100 of it, you don't want to use the whole 1 million data set, you want to use the first 100 or the last 100 or the middle 25 and so on, you can just select the one you want to use. So that's why if you are working, those of us that have worked with SQL before now, that have worked with those days of what they call this Oracle, yes. If you see Abu, just know that all those things you have been working with, you are just suffering yourself. With Abu, everything is made very easy. Very easy. Working with database has become so very easy. So we should all attach it. Then if we run this, it will give us the data set. If I run this now, all the data set will appear. So this is what you are saying, reach maximum. Yes. So about 31, omitted 31 rows. But it doesn't mean that if you want to run it, it will not give you that. Let me see length. Let me see length. Let me just show you something, length. One of my variables I have there should be COVID. Is it I have daily cases. I should have something like daily. Okay, I have daily dot cases. Let us look at the daily cases. For instance, if I take the length, if I run this, it's saying that I have 142 data sets for that daily cases. So it has omitted 31. That's why it's showing 111. Okay, are you with me?
Yes.
Dr. Kerr, no, you're answering on behalf of others. So if you look at that last line, I'm having 142. But if you look at the data we are viewing, we have 111. It's showing that it's hiding 31 rows. 31 rows are not shown. So it doesn't affect whatever I want to do. If you want to calculate the mean, it will use the 142. If you want to calculate, if you want to plot, it still use the 142 data. Even if you have 1 million data sets, still use the 1 million data sets. So we can continue. And then if you look at the naming, you know, in our normal heading, we have daily space cases. It has collapsed the space because variable name space is not allowed in variable name in R. So it has collapsed the space and put dots there. So that's why we have daily dots cases. And if working with daily dot cases will waste your time, you can just say why. You can just call that daily dot cases. You can just say y equals to daily dot cases. Or let me use this other assignment so that we can be familiar with it. So daily dot cases. So it means that instead of typing daily dot cases, subsequently I can just type y and I will get the values of that daily dot cases. Can you see? These are my daily dot cases. So I've now assigned it to y. So it's very easy for me to undo y to work with y than working with daily dot cases. Why working with daily dot cases? Except maybe I copy and paste. While typing, I can type small letter D or type small letter C, and it will not run again. Once you have successfully assigned that daily dot cases to y, you can be working with your y. Thank God I have some experts in the house that can easily come to our rescue if you have any issue. So now I have my y. I can also call other variables. But with my y, I can do some things with my y because time has gone. But let us do some of those things that we promised to do with our y. Let's quickly do that. For instance, I want to do the histogram of y. I want to do the histogram of y. I can just the histogram I have here.
Ayeleru is raising up the hand.
Okay.
Let's hold on.
Please let him talk so that we can quickly address his problem so that we can continue. So that I can all be on the same page.
Ayeleru, over to you, sir.
I can't unmute myself. Okay. Can you hear me, please?
Yeah, we can hear you.
We can hear you, sir.
Thank you so much for the lecture. Please, I'm having this issue as in my own case, like in the case where you have these daily dot cases, it's not highlighting on my RStudio, so I don't know what's going on.
It's not there.
You know, when you start typing it, you just show you, then you pick it, but it's not showing in my own case.
Are you working from RStudio?
Yes.
If it is from RStudio, it's supposed to show you. If this from Arrow-based, Arrow Direct, it will not show you.
No, I'm
but
using
working from RStudio, as you are typing, it will pop up some, just the way you are using your smartphone. When you want to type a word, it will suggest the word you want to type.
Yes, I'm using RStudio. I don't know why it's not showing.
Yeah, don't bother. Once you know what you want to type, just type it. Maybe
another question.
Okay.
Is not found. Daily cases not found.
Daily cases not found.
Yes.
Make sure your daily is capital D.
Cases.
and case is capital C. And there is dot in between them. But as the person attach it first, as the person run that first line, that first line of data.covid, is that line running?
Yeah, Mr. Oye, Lower, are you there, sir? Anyway, I have the similar issue. For example, in my own case, it's just showing all the dates, everything together with comma.
Okay, it doesn't matter.
So when I type daily.cases,
yes,
it's saying not found.
Okay, you know what will happen? You know what will happen?
Yes.
Type data dot COVID and $sign before daily.cases.
$sign.
Can you see what I have there?
Let me see.
You type data.covid, that is the
we are talking about length first.
Okay, the length is not working.
Yes.
Okay, let's do it this way. This is our assignment. Let's do it first.
Okay, go ahead. Sorry,
so let's do the assignment.
Ogunsanya.
Let's do the assignment first. Let's do the assignment first before we do the length so that we can see. Let's do the assignment first. Let's make sure that the assignment is okay before we do the length.
Okay.
Let's assign the daily data to Y. Let's run it and make sure that it's running first. So what I've done is to make sure that I'm not doing any mistake, that I'm not getting my daily.cases from somewhere else, but I'm getting it from data.covid. That's what I've done. So data.covid, $sign, daily.cases. I assign it to Y. Can you see this cursor? Can you see my cursor here? That is, my own is on line 37. My assignment is on line 37 here. If you can see my cursor. So you can do that. If your own daily.cases is not working directly, that's why I say put the whole data in front of it, put $sign. So it will now isolate that particular column out and run it. If you run it, Control Enter. So if I do my length of Y now, my length of Y is 142. I can decide to say N equals to length of Y. So I'm assigning length of Y to N. So if I do it, if I now type N, if I run N will give me 142. So let's do that so that we can go forward. So I can now do the histogram of Y. So this is my histogram of Y. I want to achieve, okay, let me put the color because somebody
is saying something, say none, which is none. Go see, which one is none? Is that the solution?
Is it any N? The person is typing. Let me see the
No,
chat.
let me unmute him. You can unmute yourself.
Yeah, when I typed assigning the daily cases with data.covid into Y, it was giving me none. When I just want to see what is Y, you know, yours brought all the columns. So here it's saying none.
Okay, let's go back. Let's trace our step back. If you go back to your data.covid, when you ran it, what did it give you?
The same thing, none. I am getting none too.
Let's go back. Let's go back to the data.covid, that initial line.
Yeah.
Is it working?
Yeah, it's working.
Then attach data.covid. Did you attach?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, yeah.
Then data.covid itself, run it. Did you get anything from it?
Data.covid. Yes, it brought all the everything, including the date.
Everything, Abi.
That's correct. Then.
Okay. Okay, let's do something. Let's view first. View. Yes, it's view data .covid. Let's view it. Let's view it. Let me run it first. Sorry, the view it should be capital V. So it will open in another file. Can you see this? Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, try to do your own too like that. That V should be capital V.
Yes, it opened, though it was together, unlike yours that was separated.
Separated, Abi. That was what Dr. K complained the other time, that in his own distance it will be together. But never, it does not affect the, I don't think it will affect the calculation or whatever I want to do.
Though it is affecting us because we can't get, that's why we are getting none. Because my own CSV too, is it possible I don't use CSV?
It's possible, but that line of, that first line, you have to get how to read a Z directly instead of .csv. You have to read a Z directly. Are you using read.table or read.csv? Which one are you using?
I changed it to read.table, but my own table, like Tosin own, they are all together now on another file.
I changed it to table now. I've changed it to table. So it's currently working with table.
Okay, it's working with table for your own, Abi.
Yes.
Okay, maybe Dr. Ketchu should change his own to table.
Okay, let me try it. No problem. You can continue, please, because of others.
Okay. So I have my histogram here. So let's put other attributes of the histogram like the color. The color is COL, as I mentioned before.
Ogunsanya.
Mr. Ogunsanya is here.
Yes, sir.
You raise up your hand.
Yeah, I'm with you, sir. Yes, sir. But the question has been answered. So that's why I lower my hand again.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. So if let's put the color equals to, you open the double quotes. Let me put purple. There are some people that know color very well, but let me just put purple. Let me run it. Let me see how purple will look like. This is purple.
So Ayele also raise up your hands.
Okay. The parent should talk so that before I go to the next line, if this other histogram can, based on today, let's get the data. The most important thing that make sure you have the data on this Arrow Studio, so that if you want to do any other thing.
Over to you, sir.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much, sir. Please, each time I run that line data.covid, read table, and so on and so forth, it just give me the same thing.
Yes, it will give you the same thing.
No, I say yes, it's just repeating itself in the console. It's not showing me all these parameters you are getting.
Not run the second line, attach data.covid.
Okay. Thank you. You can continue.
Once it's not complaining, it's okay. Run the attach dot and data.covid, the attach it and run it.
But when it is complaining, because my own is complaining, is showing me red, the
Yes.
following object is mask
Yes.
from data.covid.
Yes.
What does it
Which
mean?
one?
It's telling
No,
me
that one is okay. It's not error. There's no error there
There's no error there.
at all.
Okay.
It's showing that it will show the following objects are marked from data.covid. Abi?
Yes.
5. They now give us all the active.cases, daily.cases, daily.death, daily.recovered, date, T, total.cases, total.death. There is no mistake there.
Okay.
There is no mistake there.
Okay. All right.
There is no mistake there. So it's the same thing Ed will give you. Ed is, there is no mistake. It's very much okay. We are now run the data.covid. Run the data.covid. The data.covid will give you all the data sets. Oh, then you can view the data as I mentioned. Then assign now. Assign the daily.cases to Y. If it's not running, now do data.covid $sign daily.cases assign to Y. Make sure you're able to assign that. Once you can assign that, then you print your Y. Once you print your Y, it will give you the value of Y. We can get the length of Y. Once we get the length of Y, before we go to the histogram, let me just show you something. We can use summary, as I said earlier, to get some descriptive statistics of Y. If we run it, it will show us the minimum. The minimum is 32. The first quarter is 2,879. The median is 69,993. The mean is 52,424. The third quarter is 88,520, and the maximum is 135,578. This was COVID-19 data in the first few months when COVID-19 started. Then the first few months of 2020. So this is the maximum we had for a particular day. This is the mean we had for a particular day. This is the median particular day. In this case, median is better than the mean. So you can see it's negatively skewed or whatever. So you can see the histogram. The histogram is there. So the color is purple. Let's just go back to the histogram now. The color is purple. The mean, you type mean equals to quotes. Inside the quotes, you type the name you want to give to it. Maybe let me say my own is COVID-19 global data. That is the main heading I'm giving to it. Then we have my Y. That is my S lab. S lab, X lab equals to, I will type daily cases. Daily cases. Yes, daily confirmed cases or daily laboratory confirmed cases. I want just type something there to show that it's daily cases.
Those is raising up the hand. His hand,
So
please.
let me just quickly run this one first. Okay.
Sorry, sir, I'm still having problem.
So you have COVID-19 global data. Okay.
I'm still having problem with this assignment to Y. It's still showing me null.
Can use equals to.
I should
You can use equals to. Equals to would perform the same thing at this level.
Okay, let me now print Y.
Just use equals to.
It's still showing null as well.
No. Wait, maybe we should settle your own case because it's very much important. That first line, You run it, Abi.
Yes, it's running.
The attached data to run, Abi.
Attached to also run, yeah.
Then the data itself, data.covid, showed all the data.
It didn't show. That's the problem. You see, the problem is we're having the same issue. Remember my own Excel package, the way it's, I don't know whether we might not save it on CSV, whether it can work. Because I noticed that anytime I have CSV data, it's always like that. Everything will match together. Even when you view it, the other side, my own still match together. I don't know whether those own.
Even
it's matched also.
That step there, you put comma. That
is there.
We put it there, SEP, comma.
It's there. I was thinking that we can use it ordinary without putting it on CSV, whether it will work.
No, it has under this thing. There's under line of
code
command
for that.
Yes, it will not be read as CSV. It has under command you can use for that.
Okay.
It has under command. Maybe Dr. Oguza will help us out with that, but it has under command you can use for that. I also have it here, but it's not. You have under command.
You can continue. Don't worry. We will see what we can do. Just make this one. We save it, and everybody will have the template. So we are on. After this example, maybe we can call it a day. It all depends on you, sir.
Okay, we are doing the histogram. We have labeled the title. We also labeled the x-axis, which is the horizontal axis, as daily cases. Daily cases as a number of persons. Then the vertical.
Over to you, sir.
Okay, Dr. Ogusa wants to help us out. Okay. Dr. Gusaya.
Hello, sir.
Over to you, sir.
Yes, I just have one or two comments on that. For every data file, call on R. You can call it based on the file, the extension. Okay, so because we are using for example, if you want to call from a database, directly from a database, there is an extension for it. But for Excel, if you want to call for Excel, if it is, we have two types of Excel. We have Excel of XLS and the Excel depending. So if you want to call directly from Excel, you can use SLX. If it is above 2010, okay, maybe our subsequent series will look at how to call from different files, from different database. Maybe it's database, Excel, Word, even online, calling data directly from online, from all this Wordometer and want to process it. Okay, maybe our subsequent one will look at it, sir.
If you don't save it, sir, if you save that particular document as COVID Excel workbook.
Yes. What?
If it is workbook, I used to save it instead of CSV. What will happen?
Workbook.
Excel workbook.
Excel, yes. If it is Excel workbook, there's an extension for it. That extension, that's what we are concerned about. That's why I talk about two types of Excel. We have the Excel, the modern Excel, and the old Excel, which is XLS and the XZC. I've forgotten the extension. So if you are not careful, if you don't, that's why I talked about the two types of CSV. Okay, there are different CSV on the Excel. So which one are we actually using? And that is why most of some of these errors is because he did his own on SAS and he's calling those files and they are responding to it. So the Excel is because, sorry, I'm not on my system. I'm talking from, so that's, if I'm actually on the system, I'll be able to, I think Dr. Klum should be able to tell us what type of CSV that is required, because we have 3 types of CSV on that Excel to save a file.
Okay, let's do it this way.
Which of them do we need to
let's do it this way? There's some,
please. Yes, thank you,
like
sir.
my own
XLS. This is the
my own Excel is SLSS. You get it now.
Okay, so
but if you want to, there's a package that if you want to call from if you don't want to save as the CSV, if you want to call it from your Excel directly, there's a package you can download. If you download that package, it will help you. We call it library. When library read XL. So maybe I should just teach us how to install package so that if
later, sir, maybe this is already to 7.
So because
Nigerian time.
installing package, some of these things will not run except you install some packages, like using .SLS, SLLS, all those ones. Sometimes you need some packages that you install. So some of these packages are very much available, but you have to have data on your system and have your data that you use. Then you cannot do read.exe or read_exe. We call it read_exe. Then you call up the file .SLS. So you call it up, but maybe the next class we do that. But because of time, let me complete this class so that I will copy the code and send to Dr. K. Dr. K should have the video of this. By the time you play it again, you will get it.
And don't worry, everybody, I will send the YouTube link. As we are talking now, people are joining, people are also watching on the YouTube. So let's just continue. Let's just conclude this aspect. So the next time, the next edition, we will know how we are going to, the aspect of, at least where you know the basic, the rest will be sorted. So you can conclude from your side, sir.
Okay, sir. We have the XLabel. So we can also say, look at what we have. We have the frequency. Let me copy that particular line. If you have done your own, we have labeled we have given a color, labeled the main, the title, XLabel. Now I want to add density. Density equals to true. Okay. Okay, sorry. Density Y. Let me density Y. Okay, let me leave this Y. Okay. So let me add this to it. Maybe brace equals to okay. So maybe we'll stop here. Hello. I just added breaks now, 10. If you look at the number of bars you have, before it was 7. I have added brace to it. Brace equals to 10, meaning that the numbers of bars I have now have more bars to make it 10. If we reduce the brace to 5, here it's like you're having like bimodal something. You have the bar of this and that of this, as if you're having a bimodal and double mode. We have one mode at the initial point, and we have another local mode towards the 8,000 to. So if we put the brace to be what? 5. If we run it, can you see the number of brace we are having? If we make it 20 and run it, you can see the number of brace we are having. So we might stop here for today. Then if you want to do plots, just repeat this, just put plots Y. So this is a single plot. It will just give us the one for Y only. It will give us the plot for Y. You can see the plot for Y. But if I put, like what we did the other time, I put plot type equals to open quote, I put L and I run it, it will put line. Instead of the dots, it will put line. Then
okay,
okay.
Mr. Echo, thank you for today. I know.
So let's stop here for today. By the next class, Dr. Oke will tell us when we have the next class.
Okay.
From where we stop.
We still have Dr. He's not here now. My
Professor.
You can stop sharing your stuff, and if you can open your video. Every one of us, you can open your video and let me put it in gallery for us to see one another. Thank you for coming. Thanks every one of us to be part of this. The data science. Initially, personally, I always hear data science, and I'm always eager to learn more about data science, to know what is even there in data science. And like we all know, it's our preliminary, all these statistics that we did in our undergrad, it's still the same thing. And I just want to try and encourage us. Don't let us be weary. By the special grace of God, the next class, once I make arrangement with all our resource person, I will make sure I will pass the message across to us on different platforms that we got the message. I will make sure is you can unmute yourself. I think I asked some of us to unmute ourselves. If you want to say one or two things, you can.
Yeah, the facilitator didn't show us how to save the scripts and where to save it.
Okay, so just save normally the way you used to save from your Microsoft. You have been working with Microsoft Control S. So just save. Or can just do your Control S. That is all. And you save. Make sure that you just do Control S. You save. Make sure your cursor is on your script. Then you do your Control S. You save it.
Let's just try as much as possible. Let's still do the kind of practice on our own. And for those of us that our Excel is not working proper or we don't know the extension, I believe before end of this week, we will get across to us so that we'll be able to know which one is suitable. For example, my own Excel is not working well too. Always merge together, maybe because I'm using the current version, I don't know. So the resource person, we have a lot of them in the house that they are going to help us. That's why all of us were together. Just believe me, you will also get you also have opportunity to relate with them. If you, in the email that I sent to you, you will see the forward email. Ekun's email is there, my email is there. Then this particular video will also be I will send it to every one of us as I broadcast, as I send the file to Ross. So the next time we're going to meet will soon be, I will send, so far we make arrangement, then all the other logistics, I will contact us. Then somebody said next week lecture. Okay, don't worry. They learn from vendor. Well done, no. So don't worry, it will not be too long. We will make arrangements, and because the gap should not be too wide, so that we can quickly finish up this aspect, then we can proceed to another aspect. So if you have anything to add or to subtract, you can unmute yourself and say one or two things. In absence of none, we can call it a week or a day or a month. It all depends. But I'm sure this particular one, thank God, you're welcome, sir. This particular aspect, we are moving in towards machine learning, but we are just trying to start from the scratch. Then some of us that were into modeling, how do we estimate parameters, and some other things will also come up as time goes on. Before the middle of this year, I'm sure, and I promise by the special grace of God, we will get to machine learning, and all the recording will be shared on the link. Immediately you get the next link, broadcast it to your friends, to your enemy. Let all of them come around and benefit from this free food. See your head, Tosi. Hi. Okay, guys. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Wakule.
Thank you.
Welcome, sir. Bye for now.
All right.
Tosi. How are you, Ray? Okay. So, Ekun, thank you. Let's say thank you to Mr. Ekun.
Thank you so much, the facilitator.
Thank you, Mr.
Facilitator.
Dr.
Thank you so much,
sir. Everybody, thank you so much.
Then
before you go, Dr. Ekun, this script, can somebody open it without coming to the RStudio platform? Can one just open it elsewhere and see?
You can open it. It will open RStudio automatically.
As Notepad.
Yes. Okay. Thank you so much. It has been an very interesting class.
Okay.
Yeah, bye-bye.
Thank you, sir.